بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسوله صحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh to the Muslims. Today we'll be talking to an atheist about the topic about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's morality, which is the topic of Aisha radiallahu anha's marriage. And I hope you guys can enjoy the discussion or the debate. Sit back, grab a bottle of water, and watch the debate.
Okay. So what age was Aisha when she was, handed off
Consummated, you
to
mean?
good old Muhammad?
Yeah, the marriage contract was written at the age of 6, and the marriage
hmm
officially was consummated at the age of 9.
hmm And how did they go about consummating that marriage?
Consummation in literacy, or we would say consummation in general sense, is the first act of sexual intercourse after a marriage ceremony or a certain ceremony which is related to marriage.
Okay. And how old was Muhammad at the time?
He will be approximately 52 to 53, and Aisha was the age of
Of 9.
9.
So the prophet, like, uh, I've heard him called the perfect prophet, that you're supposed to follow his actions and everything. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So why would you follow someone that vagrantly committed pedophilia?
First of all, we made what is it called? 2 points here. Firstly is that the Prophet is a pedophile. Second is that he's the perfect prophet who we should follow. So firstly, the Prophet ordered actually should be marrying people at the age of, what is it called, older than you, or someone who's, let's say, in the same age as you, right? And secondly, can we define what pedophilia is?
We can just use the general term that it's prepubescent, preying on prepubescent.
Yeah, pedophilia is someone who is attracted to prepubescent women.
hmm
But
And if you're
nevertheless,
gonna
going
argue
to
the fact that she somehow matured into puberty, we can just go to biology facts that this heat and the environment holds no bars, because we can look at common day African women that are going through the same things, and we don't see them hitting pubescence earlier.
Yeah, because if you're applying presentism, then of course it's going to be problematic. But nevertheless,
Yeah,
firstly, my
but
first point will be that
these people are going through the same exact environment, if not hotter and worse. So pubescence coming at an early age makes no sense with current data.
because we have cases for people getting what is it called, puberty at the age of young ages. But nevertheless, my first point will be you have pedophilia to be someone who's attracted to prepubescent people or prepubescent children. So what the Prophet did was actually at the age of 23 or 21, if I remember, married Khadija radiallahu anha, which is the first wife of the Prophet. She was approximately the age of 50 or 48 when the Prophet married her. And secondly, all the wives of the Prophet were either older than 16, 18, after Aisha radiallahu anha, right? And secondly, you mentioned African diet and African whatever weather, right? So I just
Mhm.
want to ask you a simple question. What is it called? Is maturity dependent on the age or the person?
So we use baseline physical age because it is the most general and well-bound form of maturity.
That wasn't my question, but how do you
Yeah,
define
we're
someone's
talking
age
about
or
physical age.
maturity? Yeah, physical. What do you mean physical age? Can you define it? Give me an
Yeah,
example.
The age of the human being. What are you talking about?
Physical age. Just say age.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
do you mean
yeah.
physical?
Like the
Nevertheless,
physical age of your body. How long you've been alive. So my
that's
physical
literally
age
age.
is 21. What are we talking
Okay.
about?
Yeah, that's literally called age. But nevertheless, for example, right? I just ask you a simple question. Do you determine maturity by the age, or do you determine maturity by a person's
Age.
being, or we would say, okay, age? So a simple question would be okay, if a woman has the mentality of a child, right, but is already sexually, mentally, and physically mature, ready to have the first act of sexual intercourse, if a man at the age of 34 or 36 gets married to the woman in the States of America, is it moral or is it immoral?
It's morally gray. What are you talking about?
Okay, it's morally gray. So would
Yeah,
it be
because
fair
marriage
if this
doesn't
woman,
constitute sexual relations within American society. So there is no expectation of sexual intercourse between those two.
between us, oh, but nevertheless, when you mention, for example, morality in America, right? Morality in America is also
Never
subject.
mentioned
That's why,
morality.
but
I just mentioned the
uh,
fact that there is no
I'm saying I did.
like necessity for sexual intercourse.
Yeah, I'm saying I did, and that's why. But the question was, I'm gonna repeat it. I said, is it moral if a 34 or 36-year-old man gets married to a woman, right? And the woman has the mentality of a child, but is already sexually, physically, and mentally mature in the sense that she is ready to, let's say, have the first act of sexual intercourse, right? So the only problem is that she's lacking the mentality of an adult, but she keeps the mentality of a child, right? Which is going to be harmful to her, let's say, her brain, her experience, as well as what is it called, leave a trauma on her. So is
Yeah,
this morally
you could just
acceptable or
ask
is it
like a
immoral?
simpler question saying, is it immoral to have sexual
I don't
like
need to.
intercourse
That's why I'm
with a
asking you the
woman
question.
that is not the same mental age as she is her physical age? And I would say yes, because the intent is to prey upon that if you have that knowledge.
Okay, beautiful. So it is immoral.
Yeah, if you have like complete knowledge that this person is like mentally not completely attuned, because if they have the mental state of a child, then they have no bearings of consent.
Okay, beautiful. So it is immoral by that sentence or by that statement.
Okay, yeah. I'm
Beautiful,
glad you
beautiful.
can I'm
Yeah,
glad you
of
can
course.
repeat
But
sentences I've
nevertheless,
already said.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to. But nevertheless, so we have established one thing. I'm gonna write it down on the side chat so we don't backtrack. Maturity of mental health or a person's mentality relies on the person and their health, not on age, and it is immoral.
What a straw man. Go ahead, big
Am I,
dog. Ball out.
wait, what am I strawmanning? What am I strawmanning?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Keep typing.
No, I'm asking you, what is a
No, keep
strawman?
typing. You got this.
I don't wanna correct myself. What's the strawman?
Nah, you got it, buddy.
Are you gonna be serious in the talk, or are we just gonna troll around?
I'm being dead serious. Keep typing.
Okay, what is a strawman? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Are you asking me what is a straw man, or are you asking me what in that is a straw man?
What did I commit? Yeah, what in that is a
So I had
strawman?
already stated that age is an implication because of biological things.
I'm
I
not
was talking
talking about
about
physical
how the
maturity.
brain develops, and you said that age doesn't matter.
Yeah, because I'm talking about mental maturity, not physical maturity. We already
Yeah.
established,
So
okay, according to
an
you,
exception doesn't make a rule. So the general populace does have this ability to consent. So when we're saying that this age is appropriate for sexual intercourse, we're talking about general things. Now, this exception that is this woman that does have like this niche genetic disadvantage doesn't make my argument invalid in some way. It is just a niche thing that is happening. So could you please like remain on the substance and not try to
Got the schizophrenia. But nevertheless, I just want to make something clear. I'm not talking about physical maturity. I'm talking about the mental health. You just agreed
I'm talking about this
mentality.
mental maturity that the woman in the example lacks. So she would be a very niche. I think that that exact genetic disorder is probably like 2% of the population at most. That's just a highball. So
It's out of the
if we're
backside.
going to talk about like niche things, we can go ahead and just throw out this entire argument because you're just going on who's what's it's.
That's why I just made a whole premise. But nevertheless, we're taking maybe maybe 2%, 4%, 5%, doesn't matter, right? We're taking this instance for the whole premise. So I don't know how it's a straw man, but this is what I said, and
Yeah, so I had already stated
you
that
can tell
this
me. Yeah, I'm gonna read it to you. I'm gonna read it to you. It says maturity of mental health, where a person's mentality relies on the person and their health, not on the age, and it is immoral for a 36 or 32-year-old man to marry her if he knows that this woman is not capable of certain aspects. What is a straw man? Because I don't see why that's a straw man. Great, so we don't have a straw man
Okay.
for a 32-year. And by the way, that's what you said, and I'm repeating it basically. If you have any disputes, to marry her, knowing she lacks on certain aspect. Beautiful. So it's in the side chat. And I just repeated and wrote down what we said. Until maturity or maturity of what's it called, person relies on the mentality of the person, not the age, and even as in health, and it is immoral for a 32 or 36-year-old man to marry her knowing she lacks on certain aspect. So same question,
No,
which would
I
be,
explicitly stated that it's not immoral to marry, it's immoral to have sexual intercourse. She lacks
yeah,
the ability
this
to consent.
which is why I mentioned it. Yeah, knowing she lacks on certain aspects.
Yeah,
So if you want
so
me to
when
clear,
we're
I can
talking about
clear it. Go ahead.
marriage, I don't find that sexual intercourse is a given because there are lavender marriages, there are betrothal marriages, there are marriages that exclude sexual intercourse as a whole. So
I don't
rather
see why.
than
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
see why you're bringing it up because we're talking about
yeah,
sexual
because
intercourse
I
in a
would
marriage.
rather you, I would yeah, there you go. Yeah,
But
I would rather you
the
not
whole
use
point is,
the word marry because marrying just doesn't matter. I'm talking about sexual intercourses or things that require this like formal consent.
sure, I mean, we can take both of them, but nevertheless, by the way, marrying itself literally requires a woman's, what is it called, approval or consent to get married. But nevertheless, back to the
Yeah,
topic, right?
except you can marry off your child like via betrothals and stuff for like similar connections.
Yeah, that's why I'm mentioning the Prophet Muhammad's marriage between as a reference to it. But nevertheless,
Yeah,
do
there's
we
a
know
difference
the
though.
three?
There's a difference in Muhammad's marriage and like marriages that
Sallallahu
I'm
alaihi wasallam.
outlining.
Yeah, are we talking about other people's marriage or are we talking about the Prophet Muhammad? Sallallahu alaihi
Yeah.
wasallam?
So when we're talking about like marriage as a whole, we can not like generalize these things as like necessitating sexual intercourse.
No, that's why I'm mentioning the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu alaihi wasallam's marriage, not the marriage in generality. We know that.
Dude, what the fuck are you saying after you say Muhammad? Because whatever you're doing, like
Yeah,
cut
don't
it
worry
out.
about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, you don't need
Dude, cut
to
that
mind
shit
about it.
out. Like that shit's like
If you
fucking
have
throwing
by
me
the way,
off.
if you have yeah, if you have a problem, that's fine. But nevertheless, I just already told you that we're talking about the Prophet's marriage, right? We're not talking about marriage in generality. We're just simply sticking to the topic. So I want you to stick to the topic and to try because I see that you're not tracking in a few sentences there. But we already talked
Yeah, I'm
about
sorry you speak
the
like a
premise
muddled
here.
mess, and it's damn near incoherent because you don't know how to
Hold on.
speak like a normal human being.
Yeah, I'll lower my sensitivity. Hold on. Yeah, I'm probably audible right now. But nevertheless, do we know the conditions for women to get married in Islam, or are we just not known of it?
Do I know of Islam's culture? Not really.
Islam is not a culture. Islam is a religion itself and whole. So, the three conditions a woman should be meeting before marriage, or a man should be meeting before marriage, is that firstly, there's three types of maturity that a woman or a man should be whatever reaching it. Firstly, mental maturity, physical maturity, and sexual maturity. Mental maturity, I'm going to define my terms so we don't get distracted here. Mental maturity itself is the wholeness of a person's mind or brain or their own, what is it called, choices of opinion or opinion of choices, this and that. I mean, back to back, but nevertheless. So, for example, mental maturity can be you having a decision, you having an opinion or something, or you having a certain knowledge of a certain thing and you agree to it, or you're able to consent to a certain aspect, right? And you have physical maturity. Physical maturity you can see in a person's body, for example, height, mass, weight, and bone density, bone widening, right? Where bone widening is about sexual mentality. Sexual maturity, for example, the person's sexual organs, for example, the ovaries, the penis, whatever is sperm, vascular, this and that. These are growing in a large scale, for example, right? A woman's breast, right? It's also termed as a physical maturity, but it's also related to what is it called? Sexual maturity, right? So all of these are already mentioned in puberty itself. So prepubescent, postpubescent, whatever, after puberty, right? So that's one condition. And second condition, the woman should be able to consent to the marriage. The woman should consent to the marriage if she wants to get married. She cannot be forced. The Prophet himself stated in Sahih al-Bukhari, if you want me to give you the narration, I can give you the narration and give you the sanad, where other companions narrated this as well from the Prophet. And thirdly, last but not least, what was the last one? The woman must be past puberty, or the man must be past puberty. Prepubescent woman and man cannot be married. It's stated in Surah. What was the Surah? What was the Surah? Chapter 65 of the Quran, verse 1 to 5. It's stated in there. Do you have any whatever opposition point to that, or do you have? Do you got anything to say, or you agree with the condition?
Yeah, hold up.
Sure, take your time.
All right. So when we're talking about like they have to be this development, um, we do you like accept the fact that females' sexual organs generally develop at the age of 15 through 17?
Age again. I don't agree with the point which you agree right away. You said
Lowest age
maturity.
of lowest age of development has been recorded at 12.
We need to go again through this, bro. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
Just a question before we
No, instead of
continue.
you babbling, I'm just gonna make an argument real quick. So if we can,
Go ahead.
if we understand the fact that women like share this like biological code that does help them uh, become women, we understand the fact that this binary code has a set out pathway. So to say somehow that Aisha developed early because of heat or something like that is just simply untrue, because even in Africa, the lowest is 12. Then we go on to brain development. You said that for them to be like considerably able to like mentally mature, their brain needs full development, as stated by you. That's on 25 when the frontal cortex finishes developing. So based on these two factors, we can understand that from our grasp of like biological in like biological construction of a human being, that there is no way that she met the physical maturity for sexual organs developing or the mental maturity of the brain developing.
Hold on, you said biologically and you said sexual organs do not develop until the age of 14 to 12. Is that what you said?
Actually, no, I stated it right here. It is generally accepted, or it is generally developed at the age of 15
Can
through
you write it in the
17.
side chat? Or you can copy
Lowest
paste it?
recording is at the age of 12. That is through
Yeah, can you give me
hormonal
the source?
imbalances.
Give me the source in the side chat.
It's not super hard.
So hold on. If you're making the argument, give me the source and give me the quotation in the side chat. I don't wanna search it up for your argument. That's your argument. Actually, the
Use this
burden of proof is
tool
upon
called Google.
you. Actually,
I don't need to hand feed you like simple things. Literally, just look up
if you're not,
sexual organ development of women. It's not that hard.
if you're not willing to give me the proof, then that's fine. But nevertheless, with the point you just made, right?
I mean,
Sexual
could you
organs
bring
do
up a
not develop
study
until
that
the
disagrees
age.
with that? Could you bring up a study that disagrees with that?
I can give you a study where a woman's sexual organs, right, can grow at the age, let's say, fully at the age of 11, 12, around that. And I can also give you one, which is
So
documented by a
exactly
contemporary
what I
scholar.
said. So you're not
No, I said fully.
disagreeing. You're just
I said
being
fully.
tangential for the love of the game.
No, I said fully if you didn't listen. But I can get, not fully as in like she ended her puberty, menopause. No, I'm talking about women who are ready to whatever conceive a child, women who are ready to what is it called? Take part in the first sexual
Do
intercourse.
Do you think the fact that someone is like able to carry a child makes them mature enough or like developed enough to carry said child?
Oh my god. Before that, can I know what you believe in?
What I believe in, as in like my religion.
Are you a Gnostic, theist, atheist? What are you?
I'm atheist
Atheist, okay. So you're
type
coming from
shit.
a subjective standpoint, which is subjective morality, and critiquing my morality.
Who said I have subjective reality or subjective what's it called? Subjective
Morality.
morality. Yeah.
So where do you take your morality from?
What do I take my morality from?
Yeah,
Are we
where's your
gonna
morality
go?
from?
Are we gonna go meta ethics, or are we gonna go to like the substance?
Morality has no substance. What are you talking about? Morality is a
Are
matter
we
of
going to get
people's
back to the
opinion or
substance
society.
that a 54-year-old fucking a 9-year-old is completely insane, and the fact that you're
Yeah,
willing
we're
to
gonna go to
defend
that.
it
That's what I'm
makes
trying
you
to. Yeah,
immoral?
Yeah,
calm
But
down.
then
yeah.
Calm down, by the
Hold
way.
on.
you
Calm
want to
down.
go to the fact of attacking
Hold on.
my morality when I'm attacking your morality, because your morality is based in God, but every other document
Wait,
that is written by God tells
Holy
you,
man. By the way,
no,
just
don't
hold
cheese.
on.
touch
Hold on.
children. But then
Cheese king.
your
Cheese
prophet
king.
just touched all up on a
Ethics,
child.
Okay.
it's okay, it's okay. Yo, ethics,
Yeah. Cheese.
that's fine, man. That's fine.
Cheese king. He's asking you a question. Where does your morality come from?
Yeah,
Where
it
does
doesn't
your
matter.
ethical
It doesn't
system?
matter to the substance. It
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 doesn't
doesn't
does.
matter.
matter.
It does.
It
It
doesn't
It
does
does
matter to
matter.
matter
the
actually if you
substance.
didn't know.
Hey, could you butt out? Okay,
Hey.
thank you.
Okay. Just
Yeah,
give
yeah,
an
yeah.
answer.
How
Instead
about you
of
just shut up?
dodging.
How about you shut up
Don't
and be a
dodge.
good little spectator rather
Don't
than
dodge the
trying to butt
question.
in?
Don't dodge the
By the way,
question
Yeah,
and
yeah,
be
yeah.
intimidated by the
So,
question.
by the way,
You don't
could you
know.
just
if
He
yeah,
doesn't
shut the
know.
that's
fuck
fine.
up?
That's fine. I can conceive from the question. That's fine.
Listen, just don't be like an asshole, bro. Just answer his questions. It's pretty relevant. Just don't be a dickhead, bro.
Appreciate that.
I'm gonna mute him now. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah,
It's
except
okay. You don't need to.
it doesn't matter to the substance of the debate.
No, no, you're good. You're good. You don't need to answer the question. But nevertheless, we're talking about Aisha radiallahu anha, so this is something which is historical, right? So we're gonna go by the what is it called? Scriptures and narration where the people narrated about it, not by, let's say, for example, in generality, in the average age of puberty, average age of someone's sexual whatever parts or organs to be developed in this age, right? So, do you know
No,
the
I
narration?
wouldn't agree going to your scripture, which is obviously
Then that's gonna be
within
problematic.
bias, because
No, it's
if
not
you're
biased. It's
trying to
stated by
portray this
herself.
man as perfect or as like a moral individual, then you wouldn't like
By the way, do
uh,
you see how? Yeah, do you see how hypocritical what you're being here is?
how is that hypocritical?
Because we're talking about a belief system which holds to the position that this woman, right, met all criteria and the conditions for her to get married, and you're
Yeah,
disagreeing to go to the
but through
scriptures. Hold on,
general
I got
bio,
you. Hold on, I got you. Yeah,
yeah,
through general biology, right? It states, for example, the what is it called? The youngest sexual organs to mature. That's actually a study from what is it called? 2012, 10, around that, right? And the recorded human being or a woman, and I know what you're talking about. That's why I'm just mentioning the point. The human being who existed as actually what is it called? A 6 years old woman who actually bore a child, right? And this was a condition which is very rare, of course, but this happened, I think, 200 years ago in 1816, 1815, around that, right? But we're talking about 1,400 years ago. So are you going to go by the scriptures or are you going to go by a general study where it shows women's whatever studies about like 200 years ago?
yeah. So we can understand through like archaeology that the human body hasn't changed a whole lot within the last 1400 years. So I'm willing to accept science from today.
Archaeology teaches the what is it called, physical maturity of a person, the bone density, and what is it called, the formation
Mhm.
of the
And
bones in the human body.
then
It doesn't,
we
yeah, it doesn't
we
teach us
also
here about the evolution of what is it called,
yeah.
sexual
So we
intercourse,
also
organ of
have
this and that.
we also do have organs.
We know that. What about it?
Yes. So we also like have these organs from like Egyptian times, so we can see that. Oh wow, these
Egyptian
organs
time
are
has not been 600 years ago, just so you know. But go
okay.
ahead.
600 years ago, and then we're going to talk about the 800 years. So this jump from 600 years, where they oddly don't change, and then this jump 800 years back, and they somehow do change. Explain that to me.
Egyptian hier yeah, Egyptian hieroglyphics, for example, the one which is in pyramids, right? You can see women, maybe infants, actually boring child, right? Yo, hold on. Let me just send you like a screenshot of like a picture where the Egyptians actually drew it all. And
Yeah, but can you interact with the fact that I said these organs don't
yeah,
change
the
from here,
600 and
rather than
800.
yeah.
I would disagree with that because you're just going into like a assumption. That's more like a presupposition. If you want to show me a
So
study, for example, just show me one where like
okay,
some 100, no, 1,200 years ago, there's this sexual organ of a woman preserved place, and it's compared to some modern day. Like, shifting the goalpost, man. But nevertheless, hold on. Let me send it to you, and
uh,
there we go. Hold on, I'm trying to go to my. Okay, there you go. Symbology, the pictures. By the way, in the meantime, I want you to show me where what is it called? Science says that they studied the whatever sexual organs of a woman of 600 years ago and today's age, because that's a big claim. I want to know that.
type that out. I'm busy typing. I can't even listen.
You said what?
Type it out. Go to VC scans and type. I didn't hear you.
Hold on, let me get this picture and I'm gonna send it in the side chat. There we go. Holy lag, why is my internet so dookie, bro? If we have like I don't know, minors or this and that, I'm gonna send like image with censorship. Hold on, I have it right here. Shit. Holy, why am I lagging? Okay, there we go. So this is gonna be okay. This is gonna be one of Pharaoh's worker, or we would say Pharaoh's wife, right? Firaun actually. I think the second one. You can see the drawing itself from sideways, not like from this 3D model, but you can see it in the what is it called Museum of Egypt in Cairo. So the first image I sent shows a woman, right, which was the age of, if I remember, 16, 14 at the time, and she has a baby, right? You can actually look at the history of Egyptian history of the Pharaoh the second, if I remember, right? And you can look up the
You're
history
trolling,
about his
right?
wife. How am I trolling?
Are you finna make like a moral like criticism
You
on
just you
ancient
just you just you just said a
Egyptians?
woman. Yeah, yeah. You just
Yeah.
said
So
science shows.
I don't care
Wait,
about
hold
like
on. You just mentioned.
the actions of them because that
Wait,
matters
how's it?
not
Wait,
to me.
hold
The
on.
only
I'm not
reason I
talking
brought
about
up
action.
Egyptians was talking
Hold on. I'm
about
not talking about
organ
action.
development and how the organs are the exact
My
same. You
God, I'm not
stated that
talking
they were
about.
from 600 years ago. I said,
Yeah, I'm talking about.
yeah, these organs are the exact, like there's no evolutionary difference between them. So I don't
Yeah,
understand
you didn't bring up
how
proof.
you
I'm
are going
actually giving you.
to criticize that when I don't care about that. I don't care about the morality of Egyptians when I don't care about the morality of your religion. That's what I'm criticizing.
I don't think this conversation is gonna go anywhere because I already told you you're not bringing me any proof. I'm already bringing you proof that a woman can be matured at this age, bear a baby, feed the baby, right? And there's actually morally proof that okay, a woman can have the sexual intercourse even at the age of 14, 15. Okay, and it can have the physical development to the stage that it can feed a baby. So I just brought you a proof. You said I don't care about history. That's fine. You don't need to. My
Okay,
argument doesn't based
you're
on that's
okay. Either
yeah.
you're
I don't.
intentionally being dense, or I don't know
How am I
what
being
you're
dense?
doing.
What? Can you bring
So
me a
you
proof?
agreed that they
Well, hold on.
they
Before you
do
yap, can you bring me a
mature.
proof?
They do mature at 11 to 12.
Wait,
Man, you
hold on.
guys
Can you bring?
stop cutting him off, bro. Like, just let him finish his point. He's being respectful with you. Just be respectful with him back. Like, come on.
I swear to God, if I get muted one
Cheese
more
King,
time, I'm fucking leaving. You are so fucking retarded. Stop trying to fucking cuck over there, sitting in your
don't be.
goddamn chair.
But,
You stupid fucking idiot.
he's being respectful, by the way. He's just setting the boundaries of a debate. It's also on the recording, so he's just trying to get you to be straight without disrespecting or insulting anyone. So Cheese King, I'm gonna have to ask you, bring me the proof that what is it called, scientists or archaeological evidence or imperialistic evidence, any evidence you can pull out, whatever from anywhere, shows that okay, a woman's sexual organs developed the same way that they are doing right now. Because I already showed you in the side chat. I can literally list you whatever historian who says this, what is it called, information is accurate as well as what is it called, compatible with today's age. So I don't see why that's an issue. I wanna see from your side the proof that sexual whatever organs do not develop until late
Do you know
14,
anything about
15.
Egyptian culture?
Yeah, my friend, I have like a lot of friends
Okay.
who's from Egypt. I've
What
been to
what
Egypt.
organs did they embalm?
What do you mean? What organs did they embalm?
Yeah. So when they throw them in the tomb, right?
Hold on, my mic is kind of cutting out. Where are you cutting out or am I cutting?
He's cutting out.
Optic jars. What organs are they putting in
So,
the captain optic jars?
for example, you have the eyes, you have the brains. The brains is not mainly the things, but
Hmm.
only the eyes, because eyes is taken to be what is it called? A
Okay, let's
sign
just get
of
to
a
the,
king's
the the
honor.
more specific part. Are they putting sexual organs in any of the captain optic jars?
No, no.
Okay, so if there is no difference in between these organs that they do have in the captain optic jars, how can we correlate the fact that these sexual organs ought to be different?
Well, I don't see how that's an argument. That's more like a statement out of ignorance or silence, because I already told you.
No,
It's in the side chat. Hold on,
it's using an
hold on.
inference.
Yeah, hold on. You're Cheese King, hold on. So I already showed you this carvement of the ancient Egyptians at the time, right? And I already showed you that a woman at the age of 16, 15 can be a mother with fully developed breast, feeding a child, actually breastfeeding a child at the age of, let's say 2, 3, around that. We're gonna be generous here, instead of saying 5, right? We know, what is it called? The son of Pharaoh descendants. This carvement is actually the age of 5 or 6 because Egyptians say so, right? But being generous at the age of 3 or 2, and the woman is feeding or breastfeeding the child. So how do you prove that this claim is actually not relevant to the topic? Because I already gave you my proof. I already gave you my line of reasoning. I want you to attack my line of reasoning, which you're not. So give me your justification and give me your study where it shows that scientists, right, whoever study the people, study the bone, and know the sexual organs do not develop the same way as we're doing, as the same or different way than we're doing now. Because you're making a claim without an evidence, which is actually just your pure statement without any relevance to the topic. You just said, "What do the Egyptians contain in a jar?" What does that have to do with anything, bro? Like,
Yeah. So if they don't put these sexual organs in a jar, then there is no direct comparison to this. It doesn't matter the fact that she somehow developed
what?
the ability to breastfeed due to the fact that you stated she was what, 13?
14, 13, 15, around that.
Yeah. So then we both agree that
No, I
this
don't.
still this baseline of this 11 to 12 range is needed for this like maturity to be done for like the breastfeeding. In fact, she was like 14, 13, 15, whatever. That's still above the age of 12 and 11, which is still far above the age of 9.
So hold on. Do you see that the
Can you
baby
get me
being
a
held by
sculpture
the
of a
mother?
9-year-old breastfeeding?
No, there's one with the what is it called? That's approximately 13 to 14. And if you look at
Yeah, can you
this
get me a
sculpture at the
9-year-old
side left,
breastfeeding?
no, because that's literally a word. What is it called? Exact fallacy. But nevertheless, I just want to make a simple statement
Could
which
you
just
get
refutes your
me
whole idea.
an 11, 10-year-old sculpture?
That's again, this is like 11, 13, 12, 14,
Yeah,
15,
could you
around
get
that.
me
So I can tell you that
anything below our range of accepted sexual like maturity?
Oh, this guy is shifting so much of a goalpost. I already told you, my guy. Look, I'm gonna be simple as
No,
this. If you
you want
don't
to
have any
say
better
that,
evidence,
oh, here's evidence of this person above the age of this. So, like, through simple deduction, yep, you know what? I'm right. So, can you get me any evidence of
by the
Aisha
way,
being mature
just so you
through
know,
some
Cheese King,
form
look.
of, you know, like,
Oh, there's no.
thing?
Oh my God. No,
Yeah.
no one did a science study on Aisha, the mother of the believers. There was no scientist back then, okay? Secondly, you're asking me, can you go into the future and give me some scientific study that the world will evolve and get destroyed? That's so retarded, right? But again, I'm just gonna make a simple statement. You're not giving me any evidence that this claim can be whatever backed up with a valid source or a valid what is it called, evidence or a science test or science study, right? You're just saying, okay, can you show me about
Yeah.
this age? Can you show me about that
On the
age?
other side of
That's
the
just gonna be, yeah, that's what I mean. But nevertheless, you're just saying, okay, can you give me about this one or that one? No, there's no exactly of it. That's literally a temporal fallacy, right? But I just want to make it clear. I already gave you, right, the evidence that women at the age of 12 to 15 can approximately be a mother and also breastfeed the person, okay? So the baby she's holding is at the age of 3, right? And she's already breastfeeding, and the baby seems to be healthy. I don't see why that's the issue, right? And again, you're just saying, what about this one? What about that one? Because that's literally an argument from
Yeah,
silence. You're not making an argument,
because
which is,
no.
can you give me
Because
evidence?
you simply cannot give me something except because you're not trying to like convince me of your belief. No, I'm criticizing your
Hold on,
belief through
okay,
my lens.
hold on. I'll give
So
you the
when
evidence
I'm
then.
talking about my lens, I'm talking about something with scientific proof behind it. So
Okay, beautiful.
when we have these this scientific proof that this age of development is in this range, which you already accepted because you stated it also is that. So
Okay, I got
when
you. I'll
we're
send it in the side chat.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll send it in
no.
the side chat. Look at
So
that.
when I'm talking, you try to, that's kind of the whole
Yeah, I'm not done.
BS where I get muted. So can you just shut up?
Yeah, of course. Go
Okay,
ahead.
thank you. Yeah, okay, thank you. So then when I'm asking for scientific proof that Aisha was